Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to What's on Tap podcast. We are back once again to talk about some beers, share some stories, talk about our most intimate personal details and our first times with being with another person. Sorry. What were you talking about again?
I am here to experience the flow of time.
Yes, and it's all its many changes and waves.
It's a very interesting new feeling for me. Because
The
I've
flow
been,
of time.
I've been living as a timeless creature of energy so long. So,
Well, I'm glad you decided to grace with your corporeal form
Yes.
for a change.
just for you.
Oh, thank you. And we're also joined by Pontus.
Pontus!
So today we got some crazy ass old beers. I mean, yeah, we'll go with crazy ass old beers.
Yeah, so my cellar includes a lot of good stuff and
Yes.
a lot of forgotten stuff. This is forgotten stuff.
It is, and we have a lot of potential here.
No, I am genuinely scared for this episode
I am too.
because these are gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
And I think, at least one of them is almost as old as me.
So the first beer we have is Dark Horse Brewing from Marshall, Michigan, and they have an imperial stout called Plead the Fifth,
Yes.
and it has. Wait, this is the bourbon barrel.
Oh, nice. It is from 2011.
It is from 2011. It says
And so-
Plead the Fifth bourbon barrel imperial stout, vintage 2011.
And what's interesting is Plead the Fifth went from being something that was extremely rare,
Yes.
very sought after, to I believe I bought it as a Stimulaget the last couple of years. So how the times are changing.
With Plead the Fifth or Dark Horse?
Plead the Fifth
Oh,
came out as a Stimulaget at least twice, I want to say, but not the bourbon barrel aged version. And this, like I said, this is really nice, vintage 2020, 2011. Like they knew people were going to age this, so they had, pre-marketed, or they put a little sticker on there to help you understand.
it's a sticker, right?
It is a sticker.
Nice.
Yeah. And this comes in at, I don't know, the ABV isn't on the bottle. Well, it's on, not on the bottle.
And
So
you can't check on the tap either because it's down right now.
so I guess it is somewhere around a 10% ABV if I had to guess.
Yeah, somewhere in 10, 12, this is a stout, barrel aged.
Yeah. So I mean, theoretically, this should hold up to some aging. I don't know if it holds up to.
It's 11%.
11%. I don't know if it will hold up to what are we talking about here? 11-year
Yep.
cellaring?
This is going to be
That's really pushing the outer ranges of stouts.
Yeah, we've opened 5-6-year-old stouts that were completely dusty, dry, dead.
What's nice is I do get a bit of the barrel aging on it, and I do get some raisins and I get a little bit of dust as well.
I definitely get raisins. I do get, when we say dust, it's not dust. It's like
Yeah.
this dried out. When stuff gets really old, it's not supposed to get really old. It gets this old smell.
It's like an old smell.
You mean like old sour wood?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely like that older kind of.
There's
smell
licorice
to
in
it.
this aroma.
Yeah, I mean that's why I think
Yeah.
this is what this is devolved to.
And I say I also get the big sour old note, which you get the older the Molen.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Let's rip the
Cheers.
Band-Aid.
Yeah. We
Cheers.
just gotta rip it and grip it. That's not bad.
So
It is.
first flavor, dust and old
Yeah.
licorice. But in the aftertaste, I can actually taste some bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Some
thin.
bourbon
It's
with-
thin as fuck. There's no carbonation on this at all.
I say I get some oats in the background, but the whole front is me is like, as I said, it's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Dead and dry wood.
Yeah, this beer is DOA. It is dead on arrival.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there is this. This is
No, it's not
this is
DOA.
an X beer. This is a.
It's pining for the no, it's not pining for the shorts. It's pushing up daisies,
Yes.
singing in the angelic choir.
I'm glad you got my reference.
Yes.
Martin, is DOA death over aging?
Death over. This one is like 8 years past its prime.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this beer should have never been aged 11 years.
No.
But
No.
having said that, I mean, honestly, it's better than expected. I mean, it's...
I forgot about it. To be 100% truthful, I actually remembered this beer, and I got it together with the non-barrel aged from the same year. They were meant to be drank side by side. I no longer have the non-barrel aged beer. I just have this one. Somewhere along the line, the regular version either got drunk or disappeared, meaning that this could never appear at any tasting because the beer it was supposed to be paired with was no longer in my possession. And I found it now and I went, well...
So, Martin, have you cooked us maybe like a beer stew for the past like 5 years?
You mean and went down into my cellar and just found the beer?
Like, it wouldn't surprise me because like, I think this one would go like amazingly good in a stew.
Sure. I mean, it wouldn't... Yeah, I mean, it would add some character and some notes, but it wouldn't be much different than adding a can of Guinness that you bought off the shelf yesterday.
Well, you get some more sourness in this.
No, that's true. There are some roasty notes in there. There's some residual flavors that are there, so it's not a total waste. But yeah, there's definitely some problems. I mean, this beer is definitely past its prime.
I just want to say, people have checked this vintage. No, it's not this vintage. Fuck, I couldn't find the vintage.
Oh,
Let's see. Keep talking.
there's kind of like this light licorice booziness to it because of that 11% ABV. But I think I'm not hating it. So Pontus, what would you give it?
Like for me, I have a really hard time to give a rating to like a beer that's this old because I think it's not fair to what it once was.
I mean, that's very, very true. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't grade it as prime, but I would say
Like for these days, I say a week 375.
a week 375.
That's so high.
I mean, come on, that is nothing.
Yeah, but-
I mean, how can you not? I mean, that's like a bullshit kind of argument there.
You're being really kind to the beer, and no one would fault you for this.
No,
But
I was going to give it a 3.5, so I feel like you're really...
people have checked this in this year,
You get
just
5.
like 5 months ago. 4.5 this vintage, this year. They are crazy. Someone says
What I'm hearing is some people have cellared their beers better than others. Maybe?
no.
Yeah,
These have been
that's what I'm
perfectly
hearing.
settled. Someone writes, amazing, still tastes great 10 years later. Are you
But-
brain damaged?
Yes, they are because it's 11 years, not 10.
Yeah, right.
So what would you give this?
Let me try it again.
You're not supposed to do it like mouthwash.
I did it like mouthwash. It improved the beer slightly. I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a solid 3.5.
Yeah.
I would say for 11 years for a stout, it's held up remarkably well. I got to give it, its due.
Swedish brewers have made worse imperial stouts this year.
Oh my God!
Looking at
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Omni Pollo.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
Whoa,
Well,
shots fired from...
that would be from Pontus. I just want to say our guest on the show here. It's,
Pontus means actually defective beers imperial stouts that have gone sour. I mean brewers who have made a non-sour imperial stout, meaning for it to turn out good, and it's just like maximum 3.
yeah, no, I would say I bought newer stouts over the past couple of years that were far, far worse. This is not a drain pour. This is maybe not like amazing, but it's drinkable. Or I've had many local stouts that have been like, I just can't drink this. This is
Yeah, so like for me, this like it's like a. Usually I don't like dry stouts, like the regular dry stout.
Yeah.
For me, it's like a dry stout with character.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we have the Baladin
Metodo Classico 2015.
Yep.
This one came in a box.
This is
I think it cost like 1 million kronor at Systembolaget.
it's
More
10%
than
ABV.
I'm rounding
It's
up.
best before is
no.
apparently
Oh no.
2016.
No.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? It is?
Yeah, because it's a regular beer. It's a golden beer.
Right, so the story about this one is I kept buying the Baladin's barley wines that had like a 40-year best before.
Yeah.
And I bought this one, also in a box, figured this is also a barley wine. Nope. When I pulled it up for the cellar, this is not a barley wine.
So what is it?
It's like a champagne brut.
Interesting.
It's not a brut IPA.
Because it's kind of weird. The nose, I'm getting kind of like pepper and honey.
Oh, it smells absolutely dreadful.
It's a weird bouquet, I will say. I'll give you that.
It's a beer de champagne or
Okay.
a beer brut.
Yeah. So this is not a beer that should have been aged for, what do we say, 6 or 7 years?
Yeah.
What a terrible fate.
Ooh.
And
That is it's like white pepper, like.
Yeah. It's like a weird white pepper and honey mixture.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
And just looking at the beer instantly brings sorrow because the latest friend who tried it has passed away.
Oh, wow.
Jonas Karlsson Stroh is the latest friend.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace, Jonas. We love you. We love you, man.
And so that was...
He's the latest. That's 2018.
Whoa.
He tried it and gave it a 4.
All right. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Extra cheers to Jonas Karlsson Stroh.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, man. This one is for you.
That is really peppery. Like,
It tasted a little bit better than the smell, but the smell was awful.
it's so much pepper. It's almost like eating black pepper. How is that possible?
I'd say it's even more white pepper than black pepper.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most peppery thing I think. Outside of eating fresh, like ground white pepper or black
Yeah.
pepper or a combination of the two, it is the most peppery thing I've ever eaten in my life. That is bizarre.
It is not very good.
I mean, it's not that it's not very good. It's just the flavor sensation is so unusual. It's almost like someone said, "Here's a Szechuan pepper beer," and it's only Szechuan pepper. It's like, here's a beer. It's 100% Szechuan pepper, and you're like, "But where's the balance? Where's the complexity?" No, it's just Szechuan pepper.
Well done. You're supposed to dip your chicken in this one.
I think so. Yeah. I think this is like you need to add some hoisin and some soya, and you've got a really tasty dipping sauce.
Yes.
Because
for
this
sure.
is
But by itself,
this is insane. I mean, how does a beer get to this point? I don't like. I really want to understand the chemistry behind this beer more than anything.
what I want to know, if anything, is what is really Martin's cellar?
Apparently, it's just a forgotten dump of old beers that nobody wanted.
Left out in the summer.
Oh, you mean the quality of the cellar?
Yes.
No.
I have a digital temperature measurement.
Believe if anyone has a good cellar, I believe it's you. I know.
The maximum difference of day to night is a 2-degree difference, and
So
that's
it's-
when it's a blazing sun outside.
So it's between 28 to 30?
No, no.
No, it's 30 to 32. Get it right.
In the
yes.
winter time, it goes about 16 to 17, and in the summertime, it can go from like the 18 to 20 degrees. It's one of those digital temperature measurements that calculates over a longer time. This beer is bad because of age, not because of the cellar.
Yeah. And honestly, I would actually say it's really not.
It's 6 years behind it. It's
I would say
not the
it's actually
cellarable style.
Aged out in a
no.
really interesting way.
Yeah, six. Yeah, it's all 6 years after best before.
And it's not a cellarable style. Like
Yeah.
a barley wine that's slightly beyond its age is fine, but
Yeah.
not a champagne.
But nothing about this beer is actually fine, to be honest.
Like, if you don't want to rate this beer, I completely understand because it is a hot mess. But I'm going to rate it anyway because I think it's really interesting, and I think it's doing something I've never seen before in a beer. Whether I like it or not is really inconsequential. But I'm gonna give it like a 3.25, 3.5. I think it's still drinkable. I think there's once you kind of get past the initial shock of it, I think it's still quite a pleasant beer.
Maximum 3 for me. Maximum.
Yeah. No, I can. Like I said, I completely understand. If you hate it, you don't feel it's reviewable. But I feel like
it's not a 3, but it's a maximum 3.
Yeah.
So, as a beer,
You can give it 0.2.
No, as a beer, it's like a 1 for me.
Yeah.
But as a condiment for food, then I would use like a 3.5 or a 4.
Honestly, I think the more it warms up, I think the better it gets. I think the pepperiness kind of starts to fade away a little bit. I think it needs a little to breathe. You shouldn't smell it. The smell is not going to do you any favors.
Do you want to? Sorry.
What?
Do you want to know something really sad?
Yes.
I searched in my email when I bought this. I bought it from Danish, now defunct web shop Box Beers.
So the sad part is you still have emails from 2015 on beer purchases that you made.
Well, you don't?
No.
But it's searchable in my email.
But why would you need to have that? I delete those.
Why would you
I purchased the beer. I do not need it. I'm not going to return it.
Who deletes a mail when you can archive it? It's like 1.5 kilobytes of data.
So,
Again,
that's called alcoholism.
Is it? Or is it called OCD? It feels like more like an OCD issue to me.
Why not both?
What do you mean? I searched for Baladin Metodo and I got like a few hits. I bought it from now defunct webshop boxbeers.dk for 285 Danish kroner.
That's really before it did 6 years ago.
With the style barley wine. So they lied to me, they took my money, and I wasted it.
Okay, here's the insane part. I just spun it around and it actually foamed up. I did not expect that. There's a lot of play and carbonation in this bottle still.
It is.
I'm gonna agitate mine.
There's still a lot of weird off flavors and there's still a lot of craziness going on in the glass.
But the pepperiness goes down.
It does. Once it breathes and once it gets more air to it, it mellows quite a bit. And I think if you decanted this, I think it would be a much better beer.
But it's not a good beer.
I'll give it a 3 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.25. This is way past its prime, and we're only basically damning with faint praise because it is way past what it should be.
So that is your fanboy ratings.
Exactly. All right, we'll wrap it up here. So you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Instagram.
I already said that.
Oh, no. Instagram too.
Instagram too. The Reckoning.
Yes.
Electric Instagram aloo.
Yes.
And also what's called Parlor.
Parlor. Oh, yeah. And OnlyFans.
Yes.
And Martin's Grinder. So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.